Let's settle now for the very first story today. Ghana is expected to benefit from a zero duty on all exports to the UK, as well as quota-free access to that market. These are some proposals under a new trade deal being discussed between Ghanaian and UK officials. The deal has become necessary following UK's planned exit from the European Union later this week. UK Prime Minister's trade envoy Adam Efiye has been speaking about the deal in London.
We are now looking to Ghana. We're looking at you as equal partners. This will be a proper bilateral deal that will be signed. It won't be overly favouring the UK. It won't be overly favouring Ghana. It will just facilitate the movement of goods and services without tariffs, without quotas, the movement of goods and services between our nations. And clearly, there'll be huge schedules of goods and there'll be a lot of discussion around them. But quite frankly, this is not like it was 50 years ago, 200 years ago. This is very, very different. Ghana are equal partners with Britain, and that's how we're discussing this situation.
For some people, their concern is that UK is a developed economy. Ghana is now more of a frontier market. The challenge will be us taking advantage of the opportunities that this deal will present, and that is where the challenge is.
Well, let me tell you something. You're already taking advantage. In the last year, the exports from Ghana of all sorts of goods to the UK has increased by, I think, about 37%. In fact, the figures are questionable because it could be by about 60%. So the exports from Ghana to the UK are already increasing enormously with our current partnership arrangement. I can see those figures doubling, tripling, quadrupling if we have a reasonable bilateral agreement. But listen, this is a two-way street. You know, if there's nervousness about the UK getting an advantage, the only advantage the UK will be seeking is it'll be our businesses will be seeking to invest their money, pump their money into Ghana, to pump their expertise and innovation into Ghana, to assist with things like the Kumasi airport, so that actually Ghana develops, so that Ghanaian jobs are created. And let's remember, this is not a win-lose situation. Trade, if you look through the whole history of trade in every period of history across the world, trade lifts all the boats. Everybody benefits from trade. So it may be that initially, actually, your exports from Ghana of cocoa and agricultural basic products begins to increase enormously, and then it may be in a slightly later phase, once you make the investment into the one district, one factory, and you have value-added productivity and processing. It may then be that we're buying finished goods from Ghana. But the key thing is, this is what this negotiation is about, to try to make sure we have zero tariffs and zero quotas on all goods and services passing both ways. And then that way, everybody benefits.
What is your final word to Ghanaian businesses, Ghanaians out there who are looking forward to this new partnership that's been told that it could be one of the best trade deals that the country has ever had?
Find yourself in your sector a UK partner to work with, because if we work together, then Ghanaian businesses that need to pick up those skills quickly about international standards, international quality, exporting, processing of goods, creating factories, architecture. Find a UK partner, work with them, joint ventures, work with them, and suck the expertise out of the UK partner. Use the investment money that they're bringing, and build your companies to be to world-class standard. And I really have faith in Ghana. I think that Ghana can do this. And basically, the UK government and the UK business forums are here to help.
Well, so the proposed UK deal might be similar to what Ghana was enjoying under the Economic Partnership Agreement with the European Union. Let's turn our attention now to the local automobile industry, and minority shareholders of Neoplan Ghana Limited, FADU, is threatening to fold up by the 31st of January should government fail to address management's concerns. The French company FADU, which owns 45% shares in Neoplan, is demanding from government to immediately constitute the board of directors for the company and also extend some government contracts. According to management, efforts to revamp the company have yielded no results over the past 9 years. Fred Yuho visited the premises earlier and interacted with some of the workers of the company.
Let's speak to some of the workers which may be affected should this particular company shut down eventually.
I'm a family man now, and I'm taking care of my brother and my sister. And all of that, sadly, I'm going to lose my job or going to stay in the house. So it's going to be difficult for me to assist my sister and my family. So yeah, it's very difficult.
When you wake up daily and come to this particular place, what do you do basically? Share with us what you do here.
Okay, I'm here as a finisher. After completion of the bus, I lay the leather and the seat. Let's say the finishing work about the bus. That's my department.
I've seen a number of buses here, just like the Metro Mass Transit. Did you work on them too?
Yeah, that's what we normally do. But for the previous years now, the work have been ceased. And now we were looking for a contract from the government, but the government is not helping us. So it's the Metro Mass Transit we have been working on, the rehabilitation. The one spoiled, they'll bring it so that we rehabilitate it. That's what we have been doing for the previous, and now it's not even coming again. So when we come to work, we just sit down, the 13 or something like that. Then after the close of the day, we just go out.
When this particular news broke in the media, we got in touch with the Deputy Trade Minister, Carlos Ahinkra, who assured that government would intervene and make sure this particular company is back on its feet. Have you heard that one too?
No, I didn't hear anything like that. But we are hoping it will come true, because man is hot. To be in a house by this time, whilst you are looking after your family, is going to be difficult. So we are hoping what they are saying, it will come true.
Does the company currently owe you any salary arrears?
Normally, no. But at times it delays due to the work, the structure of the work. Because this particular work, we need contract. It's the contract that can help the company so that everything will be going on well and on well.
It will affect me in the sense that this is the only place or the only source that I work and then get my daily bread to take care of my children, my wife, I may say my family, and paying fees to my children, and then taxes to my government, and then all over.
How long have you been working here?
It's quite long, about 16 to 18 years.
And in all this number of years you've been working, what has been the key challenges you have seen as a worker here?
Okay, the challenges that we have been facing is a lot. Some production that we are not been getting. For the past, I may say for the past 6 years now, it is very difficult for us, for the manager to take care of us.
Right, so these are some of the workers in Accra here. But in Kumasi, workers and staff of the company, some of them say any intervention before Friday will halt the shutdown and guarantee the continuous existence of New Plan Ghana. They blame the impending closure on failure by government, which holds a majority stake since 2002, to engage the company to build buses for use by public institutions. They also accuse government of refusing to shed off 20% of its 56% holding to the minority owner, who is prepared to invest to revive the company. Production manager for Tios Kiziroglu explains how the deal could not push through.
No, we have tried to get 20% for this majority, because now after 2012, when MAN have sold the company to Mr. Fadul Group, so we have tried to get 20%, so he have want more invest in this company, to grow this company. And okay, first they have agreed, the old government. The old government have agreed, have everything signed, they have take the money and everything. And after the new government is coming, say no, starting the court. How much courts? 10 courts, and after the court say no, and they won't give also the money back.
So government will not give the money back?
No.
And it is not also willing to sell the 20% to the minority?
They say no, 20%, no money back.
How much is the money?
This around $170,000 for the 20%.
For 20% shares. Right?
Sure.
So now, at this point, there's nothing you can do than to close down the...
No, the court have make the decision, finish.
But now, apart from the courts, currently the state of New Plan, are you saying there's nothing you can do unless you close it down?
The only hope, this is what I have only, is the president. No other one for this country. Only the president can do and give. We need only an order. If this 20, 50 buses to start, to make a production, because this plant is a production plant. And this plant was working in the high session when we have built 3 buses per week. It's going out. And by 1,000 people, 1,000 families, how is the magazine established from the workers here? 4 generations. I learned the first generation, which they coming, I was also a student by New Plan, with 25 Ghanaian, a New Plan half year to training. I have friends here. They are here. And after this, they are working 35 years until they go to the retirement. Before 3 years was going the last one, with 38 years working here in Neoplan. And in between 4 generations. And the knowledge from here, from Neoplan, they have more and more people transferred to magazine. They're working there, good people.
All right, so
well, so Deputy Minister of Trade and Industry, Carlos Ahinkra, however, says government will not allow the collapse of the once vibrant transport company that served the country. In an interview with Joy Business on the situation, he said government will intervene to get owners of Neoplan Transport Company to rescind its decision to close down.
Or we have a little bit more shares than we have now. So sell part of the shares, your shares to us, so we can base on that and go and borrow money from outside and come and work. They said, fine, bring the money. They gave them about $173,000 US for part of the shares. The monies were collected by Divestiture, but the shares was never given to them. In 2016.
So government can be blamed for this, previous government?
Well, the previous government, present government is government. So government has not treated them too well in the past. And I think that if they decide to go away and shut down, they are right. But who loses? At the end of the day, it's the same government who is going to lose people on the streets that is going to start having problems and challenges. So it won't be appropriate for us to allow them to go. From 2010 to 2016, they've done nothing at all in that factory. Of course, we have heard their cries ever since we came, 2017, 2018, we heard their cries. But if you remember, not too long ago, the Ministry of Trade and Industry launched the auto policy, which is going to support companies that are into the auto manufacturing business to be able to, as it were, put up plants and assemble. They are already in the business. So all they need is just small capital injection or find somebody to, as it were, join them to have a JV.
This is Business Live. We have more business news for you right after this break. Don't go away. Welcome back. Now, the former director of the Geological Survey Authority says Ghana does not have does not currently have enough limestone deposits to cater for all 8 cement companies. Udian Tiamwa has been going through the cement producing value chain with former director of the Geological Survey Authority. He says Ghana has 4 limestone deposits with the richest belt found in the western region.
Do we have enough deposit when it comes to limestone, which is the critical or core material needed for cement manufacturing?
It may not be possible to find every raw material in Ghana to feed this 8 cement plants. It may be quite difficult. What I would say is that there are about 4 major deposits in Ghana. 3 are on the Votian Basin, Otekpolu, Bupe, and the one at Bongoda near Walewale. They are all found on the Votian Basin. The other one is a marine occurrence, and it's made, or it was formed as a result of accumulation of oyster shells, clay and sand, forming a rock. And therefore, because of the organic content, it is far richer than those of the Votian Basin.
So if you say that we cannot be able to source all these materials locally, you have mentioned the main components and we have the deposits. Why can't we require that all the 8 companies source their materials from here? What is missing?
Yes, it's a good question. The answer is that these deposits, some of them are being mined, some of them are at a different stage of exploration. I know that these are companies which are producing, and it will take some time to sometimes raise the level of exploration to a mineable level. And therefore, it will take some time. This is the Nauli limestone. You see the imprint of the oyster. They are rare oyster shells, not even the imprint. So they are formed by marine type. And you could see this is up or almost on the surface, and then this is down below. And you could see the oyster imprint. Highly compressed, massive, hard, compact.
And it's also coming from Nauli.
Nauli. So this is on the top and this is down. And this is a very good material for cement production. This is Bupe or Tepulu. They have we have 2 different kinds. The reddish type and of course the grayish type. And there is an intercalation of clay over here. Of course the clay will not stick when you have removed. So it's clay, limestone, so it could have been like this. The clay in between, and the limestone, and the clay and the limestone in between intercalations. It's not massive as they are in plates. And therefore, that is what we have in the Otekpolu, Bongoda, and the Bupe
Basin deposit
types. Now, if you are using the Votian Basin type, the best thing is that if the quality is not what is standard, you can either sieve and probably add a little bit of oyster shells from Volivo, Bato, Aveime. You'll be able to get it from there. And of course, you add a percentage in order to qualify, or in order to make it
reach the 42%
and more. And then there is also iron ore from Shini. If something is not going the right way, you need to add 1 or 2.
Either iron or oyster shells.
Oyster shells in order to beef it up.
So are companies buying oyster shells or the iron ore from us currently to be able to bind with their clinker, imported clinker, if it's not meeting the standard they're looking for? Or how have we positioned ourselves for these things to be bought?
Oyster shells have been bought for more than 40 years ago. In fact, it is not only used as an additive for cement production. It can be used for paint. It can be used in agriculture for feed, chicken feed, the production of chicken feed. They use it in a variety of ways. But what we should be doing is that we should be able to remap these rare resources effectively, because there are so many uses which they can be put to, and this is what we have to do. Iron ore we have not as yet, but even sometimes if the iron model is almost standard or at par, you can use laterite.
So what sort of mapping should we currently do to make sure that all these kinds of resources are seen in the kind of quantities that will make government make the right decision, so that we don't make like a hasty decision, but based on data?
Based on data, yes. You are right. When I say mapping, you see, a mapper, population mapping is there, geological mapping is there, collection of data. I mean, it's a collection of data. You have to rezone the area or zone the area where they occur. What is the depth? What is the quality?
And that'll be it for Business Live today. Many thanks for your company. For more business news, log on to myjournline.com/business. My name is Emmanuel Abuaji. Have a good evening.